Yes, guys, welcome to another episode of If I Speak. If you're new on here, don't forget to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram, and also go have a look back at our old videos that we've recorded as well. And unfortunately, we've got half the panel here because this is the winners panel, because the other three were too chicken to come on here after their results over the weekend. So we'll jump into the match reviews as usual now, and yeah, I hope you guys are good and stuff. So there's one place to start early, man. Shivam, man. Last week you said you're getting battered by City, and obviously the result this week, you guys won 2-1. So just it's all yours, man. Go for it.
I don't know, man. I never would have thought it happened. That was a massive victory for us. I mean, especially like obviously they put their B team on, so but even then, like you're thinking that B team alone is worth like 450
10
million.
men as well, you don't have,
Yeah,
man.
we had 10 men at one point, so it was kind of a crazy game. I mean, like I said in the preview last week, like you guys were saying, oh, you know, we do all right. I thought we'd get smashed. I thought it'd be like 5-0, 4-0. We're getting murked, but nah, man, it was a great game. It was good fun for Leeds fans all around the country, all around the world.
We all called it, to be fair, last week, because I remember last week, like, I predicted like something stupid, like a 6-3 or like a 5-2 or something, or 5-3. I thought it would be that kind of game. Like, watching at times was a bit of a drag, but I think all of us had the feeling that like Leeds could be a banana slip for Man City, and with the way they've competed for quadruples and stuff, it's just mad. And I've got the match stats here, as I'll read these out because it's interesting. Man City had 71% possession, Leeds had 29. Man City had 29 shots.
Oh, no, it's crazy.
To Leeds is 2, which they've scored. Shots on target, obviously, for you guys was 2. Man City only, to be fair, they only had 7 on target. So, and then corners 9, and then you lot committed fouls, which is more understandable, and obviously because you got the red card. But if that's not a FIFA game, what is, man? That's just mad. But
that's crazy.
But yeah, what else about the game then, man? Talk to me, bro.
I mean, what got me was like you think Bamford would be on the score sheet, or Harrison, or someone like that, but nah, Dallas, man. Dallas came through. He's our centre back.
Really well.
I said at the beginning of towards the beginning of the season, that Bielsa sort of changed his role this season and played him as a centre mid, and he's took that position well, played it well, and it's weird because there's a lot of players like Rodrigo, for example, should be is technically a striker, and he was for his previous club, and he's playing as a centre mid as well. And you never thought that Dallas, who we've seen in the Championship playing as a centre back, to now be playing or the left back or even a right back at times, to now playing centre mid, and he scored 2 great goals. The first one, I mean, like I don't know where the City defence was; they just like disappeared. Helder Costa just like by himself, just passed it to Dallas, and Dallas just, I don't know if people are going to say it's luck because it hit the post and went in, but I think it was a great shot.
It was too fair, yeah.
Nathan Ake he did not seem switched on at all. I mean, I sort of questioned it when they did buy him. I was thinking, is this the right player for City? Like, obviously he's not a first team player, but even then, like, I don't know, he didn't seem like socially aware of what he's doing.
I can't believe we got, like, I think because when Ake went to Bournemouth from Chelsea, I think we got something like, I think it was 25 to 30 million for him, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, he, like you said, he was just like, he was basically crap, and it shows why when Bournemouth get relegated.
I know, and then when Dallas scored, I mean, fair enough, and obviously they got relegated, and City went for the swipe, so like clubs would do, and they're probably going to do that at the end of the season. But I mean, I didn't see that. Never saw Ake to be that sort of player, like to play for City, and they put him on they gave him a big role by putting him there as like the central centre back, and he couldn't block that shot, which actually he should have done really, and Dallas just smashed it in, hit the bar, and hit the post and went in. And then the second goal was just all for the taking. I mean, even like if you were watching the game, if you just roll it back like even 2-3 minutes, you see Rafinha running with the ball, and has a chance, and Edison comes out, and I'm thinking, it's a 1-1, just leave it at that. They've scored, it's equalised, they might even get 2-1 and win it, and then that's just typical Leeds for we'll concede again, like that's just the way we play. And Dallas had the ball, ran with it, took that shot straight through Edison's legs, and it was mad. I was not expecting that at all. And the celebrations after were just crazy, and the game ended. Everyone was just like in disbelief that the only team in the whole. I mean, obviously, sorry, not Chelsea, City. City have won the league, right? We know this like, ages ago, and like 10 points, well, a couple of points off second place, and and they've been unbeaten like majority of the season, and we played them twice, and we're unbeaten to City. So
yeah,
it's crazy because you never would have thought a newly promoted side playing against the league leaders, and first game we draw.
That's true as well. That's very true. Man United as well. Man United and Leeds. I think I believe there are only 2 teams that haven't lost to City this season. I believe.
Yeah.
Is that true? Unless there's someone else I can think of.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is just United and Leeds. So
it is crazy.
Fair play.
But for a newly promoted side, I mean that's big. Like we've had a few games where we've been absolutely battered. Like the Manchester United game, which I'm dreading because we're playing them soon again. We've got Liverpool next week. So all these big games are coming up, and I think that the City game, like, fans just loved it because it was just like it's such a out there moment. Like 2 games to City, Pep City, and you've drawn the first game, won the second game, and that's big for a newly promoted side. So yeah, looking upwards, that's looking like for the next couple of games, that's big for us. Like, when we're looking at the points beforehand, I thought in the next few games we'll get maybe like a point if we're lucky, and and that'll be it. But nah, man, we got the result, smashed it, and just took the 3 points. So yeah, I'm really glad with that result.
Now that you said about points and stuff, like you expected only like a point, but I'm just looking at the table now because, forget from 1 to 6, like looking from 7th to about 11th. So you got Tottenham on 49 points, Everton with 48 points with the game in hand, Arsenal on 45 points, Leeds on 45 points, and you got Villa on 44 points with the game in hand.
Yeah.
Like I'm just looking now, the gap between you and Tottenham is only 4 points.
I know.
So. Yeah. Joe would be crazy. Imagine Leeds finish 7th, like because it's genuinely possible. But looking at the table, but obviously got to take into factor that Everton have a game in hand. But I think but luckily for Leeds though, I'm just looking now that Everton and Villa play each other in their game in hand.
Yeah.
So it's not like it'll benefit you guys either way. So even if Villa lose or Everton lose,
exactly.
So how confident are you, do you think, about finishing 7th potentially? Looking at the table and stuff.
I mean, the higher the better, isn't it? But I mean, even where we are, like 10th.
So if you finish 7th, that'd be European football.
Yeah, basically, which is big. But I think, like, obviously, we're a great club, and whatever.
Everyone's gonna call me crazy, but I'm just going off the Premier League table right now. It's only 4 points. That's what I'm saying.
I like to praise us, and any fan would of their club, but I mean, I think that's just too early. Like, I kind of don't want that. I take where we are now. I mean, you sometimes you just gotta like take what you've got. I take where we are now, and I'd follow on next season. If we get European football next season, then brilliant. That's perfect. But
it's possible.
I think it's too soon. Too early. Too soon. I'll wait till next season.
The Conference League stuff as well, so I don't actually know how that works. So. Is it? I don't know. You guys can correct me if you know, but I think it's so below 7th. I think whoever finishes below 7th till about 9th, I think gets into the Conference League. But I'm not sure though. I'm not sure how the rules are and stuff. But yeah, it's just crazy when you look at the table because I never thought Leeds would. I thought Leeds would be where sort of Wolves at the moment, where like they're about 39 points and stuff. They'd be just about safe. They're all right, just mid-table chilling, but. You guys are actually more ahead than I actually thought, realized till now, which is actually
amazing,
crazy.
Yeah.
But any other thoughts on the game, bro?
I think one thing I got to say is I think Haaland to City is cancelled now. I think it's just over because his footballing idol Stuart Dallas, who they swapped shirts with during the international games. He scored 2 against City, so I think he's just thinking Leeds the better team. Let's go Leeds. But
bro, imagine play if Haaland signs for Leeds, bro. You have to do your own you have to start your own fan channel, man. I swear.
Well, imagine that. Let's hope, innit? Let's pray.
It's never gonna happen. Sorry.
Let's imagine. I know it's not, but imagine if we got European football and he sees that and he comes. That'd be big. Obviously, it's not happening, but it's just a stupid mistake to make.
Even if you get European football, will you have 150 million in the bank?
Yeah, obviously not. But you know what I mean.
I mean, you'll have more money than you now because getting to European football anyway is big anyway. Like in terms of money wise, if you obviously get into Europa League and then there's this Conference League as well, which I don't think anyone knows.
England has one spot. England have one spot. So basically the top 5 leagues have one spot, and it's basically to promote the other European nations and other European teams.
Oh, see, okay. So yeah, so obviously you got that as well, the Conference League, which will obviously get your money, Europa League, and then the Ultimates. Obviously, I don't know if you get more money if you get into the Champions League or if you win the Premier League. I don't know how it works and stuff, but
Yeah.
either way, getting to Europe will be brilliant for for most teams anyway. But yeah, we'll move on now then. So I'll go next actually, to be fair, because we've had two very good positive results this week. We had our best attacking display against Crystal Palace. We won 4-1. Like this is the first time in like ages since I was relaxed watching Chelsea play, because everyone knows that we're sort of a defensive team, like we're a 1-0, 2-0 sort of team.
Yeah.
But this team was just so different. It's just like we just pulled out 4 goals, like amazing goals. And that front three, like this is the best front three that I've seen us play this season. Like apart from Everton where we won 2-0, that front three was Werner, Havertz, and I think it was Hudson-Odoi as a front three. But then this time against Palace, beat that. To be fair, we had Mount, Pulisic, and Havertz as our front three, and everyone was just on fire. Mason Mount was great again. I didn't think he deserved man of the match. I thought he was brilliant, but I just thought Havertz and Pulisic were just explosive. And I've always said about Pulisic, he's a big player for us because since Hazard's gone, I think he's the most like Hazard-esque sort of player that we've got, right, who will always end up at the far post and stuff from across, like he did for the 4th goal. Like Timo Werner's not going to do that. Hudson-Odoi is not going to do that. Nobody else is going to do that apart from Pulisic. He's a poacher. He just has this instinct of getting to the box late, arriving late to the box and stuff, which was really good. Like we needed a desperate win in Premier League as well, because I've always banged on about our league form at the moment. It's not the best, but obviously cup competitions are sort of papering over that at the moment. But it was good to get a win for us, like 4-1. Like we got to see that front three play again, Mount, Pulisic, and Havertz against Porto. It was even that game was a bit of a drag. Like we were comfortable for what I'd say 94 minutes. Like the goal Porto scored it should get Puskas like award this year genuinely, because that goal it just reminds you of Rooney's goal against Man City.
Yeah,
that sort of goal, and it's like it took a worldie to score against us because we defended so well. But I think Porto were just as bad at that game. And then, but yeah, it's looking all positive at the moment. Like who would have thought, say 3-4 months ago, that Chelsea would be in the semi-finals of the Champions League and in the semi-finals of FA Cup and potentially finish in the top 4 as well. So it's all looking good on that side. We've obviously got Real Madrid coming up in the Champions League and stuff. It's a weird one. I don't really know how to feel about it because in a way I would rather have played Real than Liverpool, just because I hate playing like English teams, like just generally in cup competitions, because it's just so much more nerve-wracking, and then you get other fans as well. It's just mad. But Real Madrid, I feel slightly more confident. Like I'm not discrediting Real Madrid at all. They're a fantastic team. They're the masters of this competition. They've won it 13 times. They've got the most experience in the team as well. The players that won it all those years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, are still there. That classic midfield three, Kroos, Modric, Casemiro. Obviously got Benzema, and they've won without Ramos and Varane as well. And that's just scary, to be fair. Like, since I think Christmas and stuff, Real Madrid have been really good. So it's going to be a very tough game for us. And it's the first time we play Real Madrid as well. I think ever in the Champions League. I think last time, I think they mentioned on commentary was, I think the Super Cup, which was like 25 years ago and stuff. So it's good to see like a fresh sort of fixture, because it's weird because we've never sort of drawn Real Madrid, even in the group stages or just generally anyway. But they're looking at the other side of the Champions League. You've got PSG against Man City. Both teams can be got up. That's the way I see it, because PSG did concede goals and Man City did concede goals as well. So from a Chelsea perspective, I'm just like, why not? Why can't we win the Champions League? Because our defense is good, and the only problem for us would be scoring goals, because I don't worry about our defense, especially coming up against like these quality players like Benzema, Mbappe, Neymar. I was gonna say Sane. Sane doesn't play for City anymore, but you got like Aguero, De Bruyne, all those players from Man City and stuff. So, and Foden. But our defense, I think our defense is really good. So that's the only thing I'm not worried about. It's just scoring goals is the main problem for us. Even though we slapped 4 against Palace, we need to do that more consistently. Like I've said as well, like even beating Palace, like people say, oh, it's only Crystal Palace. Like they're not the worst team, but they're also not the best team either. They're like they're definitely better than the teams that are in the bottom half of the table right now. So it's more reason to be happy and optimistic about that front three and that performance, because we basically finished the game in 25-30 minutes. But yeah, it's all looking really good right now for Thomas Tuchel's tricky Blues at the moment. So
if you did beat, sorry, going back to talking about Champions League, if you did beat Real Madrid and you made it to the final, who would you rather play out of the two, PSG or City? I know it's a tough question, and they're both good sides, but
that's a good question.
Who would you rather play?
I'd say PSG. I think just because Thomas Tuchel knows PSG inside out, and he'll know everyone's weaknesses and strengths. So that's why I'd say PSG. And we all know what Mbappe and Neymar are like in the final, that sometimes they can ghost in the final or in some games. So and with our defense, how our defense is doing this season, I trust our defense to keep them out, because we've got Thiago Silva there for experience as well. Obviously, we've got Aspilicueta. We've got quite a lot of experience in the team. From the back, especially like going forward and stuff, we've got all these attacking talents. But like Hakim Ziyech as well, he's been in the semi-final. And we've got other players as well. But I think at this moment, I'd say PSG just because we got Tuchel. It was a different manager, then maybe I'd say Man City. But I think both teams can be definitely got at. Like you guys, even United and Leeds, even City couldn't beat these teams. Like no disrespect to you lot, but City are meant to be this quadruple team. But yeah, we can definitely get at them. So I'd rather face PSG, I think, at this moment. But it's gonna be tough. That's all if we get past Real first, because that's gonna be a tough game anyway. But yes, it's all looking good for us at the moment, to be fair. But we'll move on then from Chelsea. So going to Kunal then. You guys had a very, very convincing win against Tottenham. Shame Nandu isn't here to cry, basically. But you can do all your cheering now that he's not here. So talk to us about the game. There was a lot of VAR stuff going on as well.
So firstly, my prediction was absolutely right, because the goal stands. I believe that the Cavani first goal should have stood, and it was basically taken away from us. And nothing against Son. I love Son as a player, and I think that if a player has an option to take an advantage at any point in the game, they would take it, and Son did exactly that. So nothing against Son, but VAR is shit, and we need to improve it. So I remember watching the Champions League games last night, and not one moment I thought that VAR interfered in the game, even though Casemiro went into a tackle with Fabinho or Robertson, I guess, at the near the manager's box, and the whole team stood up. But then VAR did not interfere. They basically believed in the referee, and I think that the Premier League version of VAR is the worst out of everything, because
that's why you never see like English referees manage like Champions League or like World Cups or anything, because the officiating is just so bad.
Yes, absolutely. And then once we come out of the game, we don't talk about the good moments in the game or the bad moments in the game. All we're talking about is VAR. So Harry Kane, who was a top player, I think that Tottenham should have utilized him more in that game. The only 3 moments I remember from Harry Kane is the assist that was to Lucas Moura and then to Son. That was a great ball by him. Then I guess he tried to beat Henderson at the near post when Henderson saved it. And one time he put it across the 6-yard box and nobody was at the end of it. So Harry Kane was underutilized in that game. And a lot of people are going in on the Pogba thing, that Pogba should have had a red card, but I don't think that Pogba should have had one, because
a red card for what?
First, for the elbow on Aurier.
Oh, the elbow. Oh, that's minor, man. That's never red, man.
Exactly. So Tottenham, the only people crying about it are Mourinho and Tottenham fans. So I don't know why they think that it's a red card. And first of all, we did check it. Secondly, the English media is somewhat against United. Not against United, but then they try to put United in a picture just because we are clickbait, right? So they try to put us in that picture, and none of them specified that Pogba should have had a red card. So that's what. And overall, a brilliant performance by United. Looking back at the game,
second half, you lot were really good, to be fair. Like, I think that's one of the best halves I've seen from United.
We were robbed the first half also. First half, it was more 50-50. It was more 50-50. I wouldn't say that Tottenham were the better team. And in the second half, we basically
you lot were really
through
good
them.
second half.
And Pogba literally toyed with the whole defense, the whole Tottenham defense, especially for the last goal when Greenwood scored. Pogba went through like 4 players and passed it to Greenwood. So that was a great game.
I think Fernandes had a good game, and people obviously doubt him and say they say that he doesn't turn up in big games. So
I remember you hadn't watched the game and you messaged that Fernandes disappeared, and I was like, you haven't seen a minute.
No, I said it in a sarcastic way. I said Bruno Fernandes doesn't turn up in big games.
It's because he didn't put emojis after. So I thought you were genuinely being serious. I was like, what?
No. I was saying that you gotta bring this up that people obviously doubt him and say he only turns up in the like small games against teams like Brighton and them sort of teams, but he doesn't. He turns up in big games as well, so you can't.
The only thing that I think that what people expect from Bruno Fernandes is an assist or a goal every game, and most of these big ties aren't high scoring. So if Bruno Fernandes does not get an assist or a goal in that game, they basically say that he didn't perform at his level. But against the top 6, I believe that he's had a decent run. He hasn't had the best of runs, but then he has been stat-padded, and he is still in the top 3 for goal scoring. He's still in the top 3 for assists. So from a midfielder,
chances created as well. I think I saw something on Instagram. He's got the most chances created.
15 over Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
So that's quite some margin. Yeah. How many games left? 8 games left, and I don't think we have any more big teams to play. So Fernandes will probably make like 10 chances against Leeds. Not saying that we're going to win, but then just the way Leeds play, he's going to get 10-15 chances that game. He's going to create chances that game. Yeah. So, and looking forward, first of all, I would like to bring in 2 stats. Marcus Rashford is the only player after Sir Bobby Charlton to score 8 goals in European competitions. That is excluding the qualifiers. And Marcus Rashford is the only player to score 20 goals in 2 consecutive seasons after Wayne Rooney in 2010.
Wow. So he's got 20 already?
Yeah, he's got 20 in this season. Not in the Premier League.
Oh, yeah, all comps, yeah.
All comps. So he's
playing injured as well, isn't he, to be fair?
Yeah, he's been injured for most of the season, and he's playing injured, but he still puts in the numbers, and I just can't stop appreciating the player he is because of what he does on the pitch and off the pitch. So really happy with Marcus Rashford, and really, Manchester United should basically be obliged to have a player like him. They shouldn't let him go. I don't think that Marcus Rashford would ever want to go because he's a childhood United fan too. So just having Marcus Rashford, and now that we have a strong squad with Bruno Fernandes, I think that we could build a team around Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, because both of them are putting up numbers which we did not expect any United players to put.
Yeah, that's interesting. But do you think now that you guys have sort of cemented your top 4 place, that you're almost guaranteed Champions League football for next season, and you're going well in the Europa League at the moment, would you rest Rashford for a bit just because he is injured? Would you give him a rest and maybe play Dan James or like Greenwood or something like that?
I would rest him in the next 2 games because the games after that are quite difficult. Quite tricky, not difficult, but quite tricky. So tonight against Granada and the next game in the Premier League against Burnley, I think that we should rest a lot of our first team because we are basically through in the Europa League anyway. We are 2-0 up. Yes, Granada could have a surprise in them, but I don't think they're strong enough to score 3 past United and stop us from scoring. And then against Burnley, yes, they're a Premier League side, and any Premier League side could beat another. We just saw it with the Leeds and City game. So Burnley could be a tricky side, but in the position that we are right now, I think that we should give a rest to our players. And the upcoming games after that would be Leeds, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Leicester, who all could be difficult games for United, tricky games for United. So I think that, yes, we should rest Marcus Rashford. We should rest players like Bruno Fernandes. We should even rest Cavani because he could pick up a knock.
Yeah, anytime. He's aging as well, isn't he? He's like, what, 35, 34, something like that?
Yeah, he's 35 right now.
Yeah.
So he should rest our squad.
Yeah, well, there was one other thing I saw, I think just some random like transfer gossip as well. I saw that a potential swap deal for Cristiano Ronaldo, so Pogba for Cristiano Ronaldo.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, since Ronaldo's left, every season United have been linked to Ronaldo, but I've always been like, he's not coming back. Even if Sir Alex Ferguson was a manager right now, he wouldn't have come back, because I think that what Ronaldo aims for is winning the European trophy with every team. So Juventus are out of the Champions League this season. I think that Ronaldo wouldn't want to come to Man United. He would stay with Juventus, try to win the Champions League there, because he's been in the Premier League, been there, done that. He's been in the Spanish League, been there, done that. So I think that it's time in Italy now.
And last season, a different challenge.
I think he does need to leave.
At Juve, there's apparently there's a lot of like fights and stuff at Juve, like behind the dressing room and stuff. But yeah, it's just like gossip that I read, to be fair, about potential, because obviously the Paul Pogba stuff's going on and on as well. So they could do a swap deal. Would you take
only
that,
swap deal that will probably work out with Pogba is Pogba for Rafael Varane, because Varane has 1 year left on his contract. Pogba has 1 year left on his contract. Both are similarly aged. So I think Real Madrid want Pogba, and Real Madrid are anyway looking to sign David Alaba. So that could work out, but I don't think that Cristiano will come to United, even if he wants a different challenge. He missed out on the Golden Boot last season in the Italian league. If he doesn't win it this season, he has to do it next season. The guy plays for numbers.
Yeah, that's true. But it's interesting because with all this Pogba stuff going on as well, do you actually think he'll leave United then, or do you think he'll stay?
I think that he should leave United. I mean, I would want him to stay because he is a quality player and one of the best midfielders on his day. But then, just because of Mino Raiola and what has happened in the past 3 or 4 years, wherein Pogba plays, basically comes back into the squad, starts playing a few decent games, and then Mino Raiola is out with he wants to leave, he's unhappy, and Pogba does not have a PR team behind him, so it's basically him and his agent. So every time Raiola comes out with something like that, United have a massive drop in form. Even though Pogba is a very happy player, he keeps the dressing room really happy. He's always smiling, always a really bubbly personality, just like Lingard, I would say. So he's somebody who would really uplift the dressing room. But then just because of his agent, I think that we should get rid of him as soon as possible. And just because he has a year left on his contract, first of all, he would want, if he would resign, he would want his wages to be increased in somewhere around the 400,000 per week category. I don't think that any player in the world deserves that apart from Messi and Ronaldo. So Paul Pogba, I think an exchange with Rafael Varane should be explored, and Rafael Varane would complement Harry Maguire, which we've been craving for.
That's interesting, to be fair, but we'll see how that all unfolds, to be honest. But yeah, that wraps up this week's match reviews.